Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of solving quadratic equations. This is standard A.8A in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 18 of the 2024 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so we've got function g, and we've got a quadratic here because we've got the 2 as our exponent, and we need to find the solution. So what is solutions? Well, sometimes we call them solutions, sometimes we call them zeros, because we're looking for, if we were to graph this, and I'm not sure what the graph of this would look like, let's say it looks something like this. We're looking for the two values, the two x values that make y equals 0, or in this case, our y is going to be the g of x. So what x values, where does it cross the x-axis is basically what we're looking for. Well, there's several ways that we could do this. We could factor, we can complete the square. For this video, let's use the probably one of the most confusing uh, equations or formulas that we can use, the quadratic formula. It's hard to memorize, but if you can remember it, and in this case we have a reference material, so we don't have to memorize it, it always works. So let's write this down. X equals, and I'm using my reference materials here, negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now we have to do quite a bit of algebraic reasoning to simplify this, and we need to know what is the a, what is the b, what is the c. Well, our standard form here is going to be ax squared plus bx plus c. So which numbers are in which positions? We're looking for our coefficients. Right, so we can say that A equals, I've got that 3. B equals, I've got a negative 2 as my coefficient there. And then C is going to be that negative 5. All right, so if I know that, then I know my quadratic formula here. All right, so let's substitute. X equals negative, and then my B is negative 2. So it's going to end up being a positive 2, but let's go ahead and copy that down. Plus minus, B is negative 2 squared minus 4 times a, which is 3, times b, which is negative 5, over 2 times a, which is 3. All right, simplification time. Let's just deal with each of these multiplications and that exponent. So negative 2 is going to end up being just 2 plus or minus. Square root of negative 2 squared is going to be 4. Minus, now I've got a negative 4 times 3, right? So let's put a negative 12 up there. And then negative 12 times the 5 is actually going to be a positive 60. So we'll do a 60 over 2 times 3 is 6. So when we really think about it, we've got 2 plus or minus square root of 64. Okay, that's good because we don't have to leave it as any type of radical. So hopefully we're thinking, all right, square root of 64 is 8. So now we're thinking x equals 2 plus or minus 8 over 6. So those are my two factors. Now we've got to still do a little bit of work. When I keep saying plus or minus, that means we need to take one version with the plus and one version with the minus. So let's split this out here. X equals 2 plus 8 over 6, and then 2 minus 8 over 6. We split out the plus and minus. That's where we get that from. So this becomes 10/6, or that simplifies to 5/3. This becomes negative 6 over 6, which simplifies to just negative 1. So we're looking at a positive 5/3. We're looking at a negative 1. And we see 5/3 and 3/5 and 1 and negative 1 all over the place. We do see it here. And if we wanted to check our work, all we would need to do is plug in 5/3 or negative 1 into x, and your g of x would equal 0. So that's our answer, B.